Joe, you got too many guitars! Hey guys, my name's Chris Weeks and I'm joined by
Jay Osborne.
We are two out of the big three. Now Jay, I want to talk to you about your gear.
Do you?
Because there's quite a lot of it here. You got far too many guitars, obviously. Which are your go-to guitars?
For big three use, I am really lucky to say that I am endorsed by Hofner. Okay, if we're talking like big three guitars, well, first of all, I'm very lucky to say that I'm endorsed by Hofner, which is amazing, and I'm very lucky to say that I am endorsed by Hofner. So I have a really nice small collection of Hofner guitars, which I actually like to use for the big three. I like to use my Hofners anyway. The two that I use for the big three, I have a Hofner Club here, which is like my Black Beauty, has mini humbuckers, and that is really nice, thick, gravelly kind of sound. Or, you know, if you want like a nice, beautiful melody. This is probably my main guitar here, which is my Hofner Very Thin. Now this is actually a UK exclusive. The hardware has been upgraded. Instead of it being silver, it's gold, and it's had a tremolo system put on, a widened bridge, locking tuner heads, all new electronics, and actually has custom P90 in humbucker shell pickups that were made for me by an amazing company based in Idaho in America called Porter Pickups, and that is my go-to guitar. It's very light, it's very durable, and the P90s inside it just growl, and they're raw and they're gritty, and they give me what I like to think is my sound and what gives me the big three sound.
Jay, you got too many pedals. What do they do?
I don't actually use that many pedals compared to a lot of guitarists. I would say I'll probably use 2 pedals and one which is kind of not really classed as a pedal. Not counting the normal kind of like tuners and buffers and things like that, and volume pedals. Actual effects themselves, I use a full tone MOSFET 3 overdrive pedal if I'm not driving my amp, and normally for like solos, give it a bit of extra volume, a bit of oomph. I use a Cusack Sound, which is my reverb pedal, and I am very lucky to say that I am endorsed by Cusack as well, and they do amazing pedals. Unbelievable. But that's my go-to reverb pedal. And the last one, which is actually just behind your head there.
Hold on.
Which is the last thing there, which is a WEM Watkins Copycat IC300, which is a analog tape delay echo machine, and that's what I use to get my Slap Pack.
This is all like authentic stuff, right?
Yeah,
Very
that's
authentic.
an original. Yeah, it's all kept in good condition, and I use it for recording and gigging as well. And that's my effects rig.
Nice. Jay, you only like one amp. What is it?
I am a huge Vox fan, as you know.
He's very
And-
proud to say he's endorsed by Vox.
No, I'm not. I'm really
That'd be
wish I
good,
was.
that'd
But yes, I actually use 2 Vox amps. I use an AC1, which is a little 10-watt valve amp. And I normally use that for recordings, and it's a lovely little amp. My main amp that I use is a Vox AC30, because why would anyone use anything else? It's a great amp. It's really loud. It's really gritty. It has a great tone to it, especially with the P90s on the Hofner Very Thin, and that's kind of my sound.
Jay Osborne in a nutshell.
Chris Weeks, tell me about your minimal gear.
I've got one. Here it is. Oh, look, I even brought it. Look at the state of that. This is a Fender Elite Precision Bass. It's called a P-Bass, even though it's got this beautiful single coil J pickup in the back by the bridge. The traditional P-Bass would only, of course, have this split coil pickup here, but in the modern age, we bassists like to take solos very occasionally. We like to cut through a little bit more, and that's why I really like that. I'm all about like versatility of sound anyway, so you really get just a huge range of tone between these two things. And throw in where you can position your hands all over the bass, and you can have whatever you want coming out of this beautiful bass.
Chris Weeks, what pedals do you use?
Tuner.
Cool. Chris Weeks, what amp do you use?
I love my amp. I've got an Aguilar Tone Hammer 500.
You're endorsed by them, aren't you?
Yeah?
You're not, are you?
Well, maybe by the time this goes out, it will be. They're based in New York. It's an unbelievable company. It's a very famous tone, the Aguilar tone, and they produced a pedal called the Tone Hammer, which was a preamp essentially, and mine is a 500 watt amplifier, a little head, and it sits on top of my favorite little cab at the moment. I've got an Aguilar 4x12 as well, which is incredibly loud, but my favorite amp at the moment is made by Purple Chili, which is a boutique British amp maker. There you go. So keep an eye out for our behind the scenes stuff, which will be coming up. We're heading up to the studio very soon. We want to bring you up to date on what we've been doing with all our writing, with our recording and all our jamming. So make sure that you subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. The button is somewhere down there. To our channel, so you're kept updated on everything that we're up to. If you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you're following on our page. I'm sure you're already following our page, but make sure you are. If you're watching this on Instagram, make sure you're following us on Instagram so you can get all of those updates. And find us on Spotify and on Apple Music and all of your other favourite music providers, because the big three will be there. The EP's not out yet, but you'll be able to subscribe on there so that as soon as it is out, it goes straight into your library and you can have a listen. I'm sure you're already following our page, but make sure you are. You're looking at.
Just trying to find the button.